Whenever I talk to somebody and I say how much blueberries produce in Nova Scotia, their eyes just go huge. And because they don't realize how big of an industry this is, how important it is, and how unique it is. It's a unique crop, really separate from blueberries in general, because it is a wild crop. Our farmers don't plant the crop. It's a naturally occurring plant that's indigenous to Eastern North America. So really these plants have evolved with our climate. They are a forest successional plant, meaning that, you know, as the forest dies, this is one of those plants that starts growing again. And there's a lot of biodiversity from it because the seeds are processed through animals and plants start growing. So you get a lot of different, what we call phenotypic variation of the plants. So there's a lot of variability within an individual field that gives a uniqueness to the fruit, lots of different color differences, lots of different flavor differences within an individual field.
Differences between wild versus high bush is wild is a smaller berry than high bush. The flavor profile is different. The wild blueberries are a sweeter, more flavorful berry than high bush, and the health benefits far exceed high bush berries. They're anti-aging properties and help with memory loss, and an overall a really healthy part of your everyday diet.
You know, in Nova Scotia, wild blueberries are generally grown where we find them. We can find them throughout Nova Scotia, but the bulk of our industry is along the Cobequid Mountains. So those communities that are around the Cobequid Mountains, it's an integral part of their economic viability. That's where the farms are located. They help support the towns that are in those areas. We have major industry that has been developed around these small rural communities that's integral to the economic viability of Nova Scotia.
My grandparents, Charles Ray Sargent and Nita Sargent, started the blueberry farm, and they then passed it on to my father, Arthur Reginald Sargent. He has expanded it greatly, and I have worked with him for 30 years, and now myself with my sisters and my son are now taking over the farm. The spin-offs for the community at large are huge because of the number of people that are employed, the money that it brings into this area of Nova Scotia, and the spin-offs are everywhere.
In Nova Scotia, we've got about 630 wild blueberry growers across the province. Last year, we produced about 57 million pounds of blueberries. So it's a massive industry, and that really what that meant from a farm gate value in Nova Scotia, you're looking at well over $40 million farm gate value.
A couple years ago, 2021, we had one of the highest prices that we've ever seen and had a decent crop, and so that definitely helps things quite a little bit. When a farmer gets paid for a big crop like that and gets a decent price, they're buying trucks, they're buying tractors, they're buying all kinds of equipment. You know, there's all kinds of things that they buy, and it usually goes right back into the local economy. 50
years ago, we were kids going out into the fields, hand raking, cleaning them in the field. Right now, we're a modern industry that's, you know, using technology to really optimize production. In the future, we're going to be using different types of artificial intelligence. We're going to be using remote sensing. We're going to be optimizing our carbon storage in our fields. We're going to be minimizing our inputs using these new technologies. Our association supports a lot of that research to drive our industry forward so we can do things efficiently, respecting the environment, minimizing our carbon footprint, but also really delivering a high-quality fruit to the consumer.
But as a whole, I see the wild blueberry industry being a good business to be in. And I say that because it's not a planted item, so if we have bad winters or bad summers or whatever, they're still going to be there. They've gone through it for hundreds of years. The bottom line is, as population grows in the world, we need more food in the world. So I just hope everybody eats wild blueberries.
Using those wild blueberries as an alternative for any other recipes is brilliant. Hey, listen, add a handful of blueberries next time you make some salsa. Add a handful of blueberries next time that you make a salad. You're having dinner, you want a beautiful fresh salad, throw some frozen blueberries in it. You're gonna love it. Honestly, it's gonna just pop while you're eating it with that beautiful dressing. Make salad dressings. This can go on and on and on and on. And that's why I like to associate myself with the Wild Blueberry Association, because I love the versatility of the fruit. And I think it's really, it's a pride. It's a real big pride to have exclusivity of knowing that we grow wild blueberries here and not everywhere else across the world. You know what? I challenge you as a consumer to use wild blueberries in many different ways. It works.